Welcome to MBC News. I'm Dooza Dragonash, your anchor, and here is the team of Editorial Clarity.
Hello.
Sigmund Leominster.
Good evening.
And Malburn's writer.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or indeed good tomorrow, depending on wherever and whenever you are.
Now, I can't let that pass without commenting, as you can probably notice. But Malburn's writer's got a deeper voice. It's because he's got a new headset.
Amazing,
anyway.
really.
Well.
Ooh, like Elvis.
He's also given up smoking, so the growl has gone. Carry on.
No, I'd say it's the other way around, but anyway. All over the US and the other countries affected by the loss of their nationals in the Twin Towers destruction, there have been ceremonies and remembrance services this week for the 10th anniversary, including in virtual worlds such as Second Life, where goods were put up for sale to raise money and memorials held. Al Gore will be broadcasting on the hour for 24 hours on his 24 Hours of Reality broadcast, bringing attention back firmly to climate change. He will be asking Twitter and Facebook subscribers to carry the message as well. And this will take place on the 17th of September. The site to look at is climaterealityproject.org. And Michael J. Fox's charity is being enhanced by the sale of the McFly Nike trainers on eBay, $150 a day for 10 days. So far, the highest price paid was by Tiny Temper, who paid £24,000 to become the first person to buy a pair. Now, do they actually lace themselves? No, apparently.
Posterous has gone all social network and with Posterous Spaces, a similar concept to Google's Circles. Sakin Agarwal, the CEO, says he's offering a more controlled environment after seeing where Facebook is going. With Posterous going Google and Facebook going mad, will we all end up where we started off, which is going round to a mate's for a drink?
And over in the US, the Intelligence and National Security Alliance has warned yet again that more needs to be done to protect the country from cyber attacks. Attacks that have previously been treated as just a nuisance are becoming much more damaging to businesses and government agencies. This is a position also shared by the Pentagon and the Department of Homeland Security, but so far, folks on Capitol Hill appear to either be stalling potential action or just not seeing it as important. The same report also warns that the US has outsourced so much of the design and maintenance of computer technology to other countries where potential enemies can now gain easier access.
After being hit by hack attacks only a few months ago, Sony are working on a redesign of their virtual world platform called Home. The aim is to do a relaunch this fall to provide what they're calling the ultimate social game platform. The new geography will start with a hub location that acts as a springboard to different districts, with each district having a separate identity, offering a range of games, community events, guests, and even some user-generated content. And now for these messages. And welcome back.
Well, it's maybe no surprise to Second Life residents that in the grand scheme of things, using the virtual world for sex play still predominates when it comes to folks visiting the many sims that are on offer. According to figures released for August 2011 by the company Metaverse Business, no relation, the most visited site in Second Life was Sexy Nude Beach, which was also the #1 spot in July. Now, moving from 43rd to 14th is Bukkake Bliss Island, and up to 6th place from 14th is Bondage Ranch. In fact, some 25% of the most visited sims turn out to be adult-orientated sex play of some form or another. So despite efforts by Linden Lab PR to promote SL as an environment for good, wholesome, social entertainment, the dark sexual underbelly refuses to go away. Oh, and tragically, Metaverse Island wasn't on the list. Presumably there's not enough sex going on here.
One wonders. Okay, well, the very popular Kirsten Lee Cinquetti of Second Life has had to give up development of his equally popular viewer, Kirstens Viewer. The news was put out in his viewer's blog, and, Kirsten Lee has developed the viewer over many years, taking into considerable suggestions and ideas offered by the Second Life community, and the viewer has become much loved by residents, particularly those making machinima. When interviewed on this program last year, Kirsten Lee said there was no monetary consideration received for the development of the viewer, and occasional donations were the size of, beer money. With the illness of his partner, he is no longer able to devote the time needed for the upkeep of the viewer and has therefore stopped development.
Right, well, okay, I'm going to bring something up here, which is about the idea that people develop things, they start off developing it, they get no money for developing it, they carry on through their own passion, and still nobody gives them anything because people just let them carry on through their own passion. Is that fair? And if it is fair, if you think it's fair, there is a donation thing on, or there was on the website for Kirsten Lee. Did you actually put into it?
Well, I'll chip in here as probably one of the more overt capitalists here, and a great believer in the market, and that it is in fact fair. People have passions. People turn their passions into, a business. But like any business, what is your passion? And a successful business may not be the same. And certainly, you can have donations, but at some point you've got to look at whether what you've got is a hobby or a business. And sometimes there are many factors that will say it can become a business or not. And although we know there's some personal circumstances here, that is in the nature of things, that it clearly was a hobby more than a business. And unless somebody somewhere is going to put some money up for any of these things, you get drowned out by the other offerings. So it's, we can understand that it's always a pain for everybody to lose options and to lose choices. But then again, if you want a business, you have to run it like a business, and it looks as though maybe it wasn't run like a business. So that would be my comment.
No, he started to, actually, is what had happened, I think, but it wasn't happening fast enough for him to be able to.
Yeah, there was one of the bloggers noted today, actually, that if the 8,000 viewers who were using Kirsten's actually coughed up $6 each, then he would be able to continue development because it would cover, all the costs. But I can talk as somebody who does things as a labor of love, and I think I've been fortunate in my life because a lot of what I've done has ended up being, workable. Even though I start doing it because I love doing it. And I think Kirsten, and maybe even some of the other viewers, Phoenix or whatever, are in the sort of same position. It is going to be a matter of time where they're going to have to either monetize or just keep it going as a voluntary development. The shame is, of course, that all these people come up with wonderful things that Linden Lab then has to use themselves because they tend to come up with products that are better than what Linden can come up with. But
well, wouldn't it be a good idea if because to some degree they're doing development, maybe not so much research, but development and research to some degree. So I mean, if you see, the trouble is, I find, is that people have a good idea, they start to develop it, somebody thinks it's great, and what they do is they either buy them and put them out of business, an asset strip, or else they're ignored. And somehow people should be paid for a good idea, I think, and surely it would behove a company to take those ideas on board and use that script or code or buy it.
Yeah,
it's out there now, isn't it?
It's it's funny in many ways because Kirsten Lee is one of the few developers who's always worked very closely with Linden Labs. He's never got himself into one of these predicaments that some other viewers have got. And, he's one of those people that you almost think Linden should be paying as a developer. But clearly those connections aren't being made. So
it's another good example here of the brutality of the market. That's really what happened. And yes, people come up with good ideas all the time and try to shop them around, but unless somebody somewhere is going to pay, and not everybody wants to pay, it's a tough old world. That's what it really is.
Well, he's done a good thing. He's taken the whole thing down in that sense, so we can't get any more of it. Okay, and now it's over to our darling Eddie.
Thank you, Dusa. All right. Well, there's a lot of actual fashion stuff going on in SL. I've been stormed with it this week. First one is Moldavia Fashion Week. You may have seen it advertised on the login screens or on the destination guide. It launched last Thursday, and it's been pleasing all fashionistas across the grid with shows from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. SLT each day. So about 6 shows, one after the other, each day, and it's going to be going on for 1 week. Now, Moldavia Fashion Week is run and organized by CEO Pop-Tart Lilyhook and has hosted shows from some of the most well-known design brands on the grid, including Cherno, Bliss Couture, Tableau Vivant, Sartoria, Farnsmith, and more. Many of these designers unveiled new clothes to the public for the first time, which is always a crowd pleaser. I think I went to some of the shows and saw some of that, and they loved it. There's a lot of gay stuff as well, which was like really weird stuff, but all good. For more information on Moldavia Fashion Week, you can check it out on the destination guide before it ends on Thursday, September 15th. Moving now from one fashion week over to another, as on Sunday, September 18th, Basel Fashion Week 2011 gets underway. This year, the event will feature brands such as designer Nikiri, Mei Ling, Shan SL Beachwear, and Giza, amongst many more. Some of the sets for this year's week-long fashion event are created by some of the well-known artists in SL, including Nishmip, Sherry Manga, Patch Sibo, and Bryn O. For more information on this event, you can get the press release in World, and you can also look out for it on the destination guide this coming weekend. Now, on Sunday, of course, was the 10-year anniversary of 9/11, and as always, the annual memorial tributes were taking place both in real life and Second Life. One in particular on the virtual London community Sims. They are having a 5-day event running from the 11th until the 16th of September. The Wings Over London Air Show will feature air shows from Second Life display teams, exhibitions, and music events. This event should be taking place in the Hyde Park area of virtual London. For more info on this event, you can also get this in the featured events section of the destination guide. I thought that was something cool that was going on. And also, let's just see what's over on the Metaverse TV homepage for you this week. You can see the first of a brand new series called Crossworlds, where our very own Mal Burns-Writer interviews Miria Korolov of Hypergrid Business. A new episode of Inside the Avatar Studio with Dusan Writer. And plus, you can also see the latest Styling Forward, where it was a rather exciting theme this week, amongst much more. You can get all this over at metaversetv.com. And Dusa, that's it. It's back to you.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Well, what can I say? It's a wrap-up time, and so we're going to say farewell to our editorial clarity.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Our Sigmund Leominster.
Good night, and we'll see you all next week.
And our Mal Burns-Writer.
Yeah, looking at Sigmund, it is a wrap, isn't it? He's well wrapped up. Yeah. Good night. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, and stay safe.